We talked about the Queen in another video, so today we're going to talk about the rest of her family, the royal family. The king or queen of a country is called the monarch, and anyone closely related to the monarch is part of the royal family. The job of king or queen has been passed down from generation to generation within this royal family. Today's queen, Queen Elizabeth, is actually directly descended from the first king of England. He was called King Alfred, and he was king between 871 to 899. The queen is the great-granddaughter of King Alfred, with 32 greats. This means she's the great times 32 granddaughter. He lived more than 1,000 years ago, but we can look at the family records and see how the Queen is descended from him. In fact, most of the royals in Europe are part of the same family. Queen Victoria, who was Queen of England in the 19th century, is actually the great-grandmother of the kings and queens of Norway, Sweden, Spain and Denmark. The royal family in the UK don't really have a surname or a last name. They're known by the name of their house or dynasty. The most recent name of this house is Windsor. Before 1917, their name sounded more German, but then the First World War happened. The royal family in the UK didn't want a German-sounding name because this might make people think they were on the side of the Germans in the war. They therefore changed their name to Windsor. Windsor is the name of a town in the south of England where the Queen sometimes lives. She has a famous castle there, Windsor Castle. However, Windsor isn't their last name, it's just the name of their house or dynasty. They don't really have a last name. When the two princes, Prince William and Prince Harry, joined the army, they used the surname Wales, as in England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, the parts of the UK. In the army, Prince Harry is known as Harry Wales. They chose this name because they are both a Prince of Wales. The Queen's son is Prince Charles, and he'll become the next monarch, a king this time, not a queen. After him will be his son, Prince William. The job of these other members of the royal family is quite similar to that of the Queen. They go to celebrations, work for charities and other things like that. They also represent the UK abroad. They can try to help British business and trade abroad and visit the leaders of other countries. This is especially true in the countries where the Queen is still head of state, such as Canada, Australia, New Zealand and Jamaica. Some members of the royal family are very active and do a lot of these things. Other people in the royal family try to live a normal life with normal jobs. The more closely related someone is to the Queen, the higher their position in the royal family, and the more things they have to do. The royal family as a whole is extremely rich. The top members of the family are worth more than $1 billion put together. Most of their money is in the form of houses and other property all over the country. They own lots of palaces and castles, each one worth hundreds of millions of dollars. This includes famous ones like Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, but also many others. They also own a lot of land, which they rent out to make money. They make hundreds of millions of dollars from this rent, and a lot of it they give back to the government. They have billions of dollars worth of property in the cities, especially in London, and another billions worth in rural areas in the countryside. These include things like forests and parks. The Queen also owns a huge collection of art and jewellery. The most famous and expensive of these are the crown jewels. These include the Queen's crown, as well as swords and rings, all made from gold and silver and jewels and other precious stones. These are some of the most valuable things in the world and are kept in the Tower of London, with lots of guards and security.